What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So the Nasdaq, we're not going to waste too much time on charts today. We're going to try and do this as fast as we can so that we know what's going on in the charts, right? So what we see is my previous the previous setup I shared was quite a ways away. Apologies for that. Actually, that was a little bit of an oversight on my side, like in terms of how fast the Nas would fall. One thing to note here though, today is an American holiday, so the markets might be a little bit slow on the Nasdaq end, right? We will be looking at Nas100 and and GBPJPY. And yeah, let's have a look at what Nas is gonna do now, right? So we see on daily, we see a double top and a double bottom. With that though, we ideally want to see what's going to take place in this vicinity now. So between this yellow line and between this green line is where things are kind of interesting right now. So there's a couple of things I can pan out, and for the sake of catching earlier entries, what I'd like to do is I'd like to actually scale down to a lower time frame. So I'm going to scale down to the 4 hour and give the options that I'm kind of trying to seek here, right? So I covered this with the guys over our call yesterday. So a short position would look something like this, right? We'll pull it down and we'll chase this area here, so the 13,000 area, right? So you could, I suppose you could come a little bit further down like that, make it in a 1:86. So what you want here is, right, you want to break, a retest, a confirmation candle, and then get in on the sell down till here, right? That's your sell sentiment for Nasdaq right now, guys. Remember, we have the Ukraine Russia issue going on. America is hectically involved in that. We have GDP Q4 coming up as well. So Q4 GDP is a huge thing for the Nasdaq, right? We'll keep close eyes on that and see what happens. Hence why I'm doing a recap call as well on Thursday, right? Another thing to note here is that we also have the Fed monetary policy coming out this week as well, which is also a very interesting thing to kind of be looking at. I'll be taking down the minutes and I'll be uploading a fundamental video soon. Yeah. So this is what the sell would look like, right? Now, hypothetically speaking, if we took into consideration if this actually turned out to be a buy, like here you can see the bullish divergence here, right? If it turns out to be a buy, the only time you should be getting in, right, is up here. You should be getting in from here, right? Actually, yeah, you should be getting in from around about here up till here. Move your stop loss nice and tight, right? This is what, like, the buy, ideally I would want something like this, but because of where the 200 and the 50 MAs are, I'm kind of reluctant to take a long-term buy. So if this is the case here, right, I would rather, once we reach this area here, like this vicinity even, right? So if I just can put a line here as well, once we reach here, I would already consider moving my stop to entry, right? So once we come up here, we break, we retest, and then get in, and we go up, right? Once we hit here, I'll move my stop all the way into the entry. The reason for this is, guys, I don't want to get stopped up because it's a 200 MA, right? Because we'll get a lot of retest in between those two lines if we can't break the 50. With that being said, take note of where the 50 MA is. If this thing does decide to pull back, we'll be ready for it. Ideally, this is a slightly aggressive entry when you're looking at the higher time frames, right? Remember, this is our zone of action. We're okay with that. If we like operate in accordance with the price action and ignore the 200, we could even get a wick upward and just close here. So if you're feeling like you don't want to risk too much, maybe make your entries like this, right? Do something like that, right? Just to kind of be in the safe side, to have this area as a safe zone, not to get stopped out. That's also an okay thing to do. Be careful, guys. Remember to always close off profits when you reach these levels. Take notes of where my levels are. Take notes of why I'm doing what I'm doing. Remember, overall, as it stands, Nas is on a down, right? We needed to break here in order for it to confirm the downside movement, right? But for now, these are my two sentiments. Get in from this line here on the buy. You could even go in on a scalp, right? Let me just shift this over quickly. You could even go in on a scalp on a 15-minute, right? And do something like this. Oopsie. You can do something like this. We go in and super tight scalps, right? Once we break above here, if we come up here, right, break, retest, get in on that. That's kind of like a scalp scenario for you guys. Look at where the Nasdaq is though. There's a lot of price action to have to break through here. There's a potential inverse head and shoulders on the 15-minute. That's very distorted, so mind that, right? Let's put this up like this, right? What you see here is Nas is trying to sort of come to this oversold area, man, right? So just take into account that these setups, this ones that I shared here, are the more feasible ones to kind of chase for the right now. If Nas can make a higher low somewhere, let's just say hypothetically speaking that it forms an inverse head and shoulders. So let's just draw that out quickly. Right, come down, come down, come up. We could get in on a buy from here, right, on this level, right, for the right shoulder, and take it up all the way to the neckline up here. Or we can wait for the whole head and shoulders to come into play, the inverse head and shoulders, and then run this move out. The decision is totally yours how you'd like to do it. I'm not bullish right now, but today is Monday, so I'm not bullish on Nas right now. However, if we can get any of those scenarios to pan out, I'd be more than happy for the buy. I'm very scared of trying to take the buy above this if I take it from this level, if it does pull this off, right? So I will wait. What it would also do is it would allow the 200 to come fall down and give us a bigger insight as to what's going on. So we're going to watch what's happening inside of here today, and maybe the beginning of tomorrow into the London session, just to see where we are and how we fare in terms of Nas. Remember, we could have a scenario where it comes up, retest that line and rejects it and just moves down. So we'll catch a sell down here if that's the case. But that, if you guys want stuff like that, you're welcome to join our Discord channel. Remember, we're no longer on Telegram, guys, and with the migration, you need to join the Discord channel. We do have a current promotion running, well, not promotion, a little bit of a giveaway. Each week, one person who joins the Discord gets a week free into our VIP channel where I share all the setups and you guys become privy to my Sunday calls. You can do some Q&A with me. You're welcome to ask questions. There's a team of experienced traders in the team and you can learn quite a bit from there. Yeah. So that's the Nasdaq for now, guys. Yeah. Let's quickly go over to GBPJPY, and then I just want to get a quick glance at the news just to be able to give you guys some better insights here. So GBPJPY, I had a look a while back in November. I got in from a buy somewhere down here, 144 something. Mine's still very much running. Let me just go to the daily quickly. Yeah, I got in from 144 somewhere from here, from here. And I kind of rode the buy out, took off profits up here, kept going because it didn't break. Here's the major area here of support here, right? So I just kind of relied on that. So my stop is in a little bit of profits right now. Cool. And we see we're bullish, right? Now, what we do have is we have PMIs today. There's a few of them. I'll go quickly over it in a bit. Just going to open the site so long, right? So we have an inverse head and shoulders here on GBPJPY, right? However, do keep in mind that there is bearish divergence. So we might get a little bit of a rejection because there's a neckline. That might get a rejection, touch the 50 and then shoot up. But let's scale down to low time frames. How I normally trade GBPJPY is by scalping it, guys. I don't like to. It's either scalp or swing. The more frequent way I trade it is by scalping it. Swing trading is a lot of fun on GJ. Don't get me wrong, I do actually, I like it a lot. So what we want to see now is, you see guys, here's a little bit of a range here. So what we want to do is we quickly want to go to the H1, right? And then what we're seeing here is, here's a range here. This whole thing I see as a range with GBPJPY. I won't be trading it in this range, right? Like a longer term while we're in this range. I won't seek a longer term entry inside of here. However, if we go to the 15-minute chart, right, now things become a little bit more fun, right? So what we're seeing here is what we can do is one of two things. We could either take a buy from here. Actually, no, not there. We could take a buy from here, right? And 1 second, and do this, right? And target the wick. Once we reach here, mid-level, we're gonna move stop to entry. So here, right? That's where stop is to entry, right? Remember scalping, guys. You don't have to target this whole thing. You could, I mean, you could be more conservative and actually just target that little bit there, right? Then what you'd also like to do is, see, I don't want to be trading in this area, like I said, guys. I don't want to be. It's not a safe area. GBPJPY has been stuck in that area for a while. If we do sell, I would get in from the bottom here and do this. With this, the nice thing is you can keep an ultra tight stop, and that's what my scalp for the sell would be. Now, we just want to quickly just take into account that this is the scalps that we want to do on GBPJPY. As you can see, there's a red line on top there. That's my final target for the buy. That's what would be my take profit that's been hit from the 144 area that we took it from. Right? I just want to quickly have a look at weekly. As you can see, weekly is bullish. However, we have divergence. You see how it's forming an expanding wedge pattern, right? That expanding wedge pattern could force out a very decent buy, or it could even force out a very hectic sell. Remember, here's a potential triple top here, and that's also something you need to take into account. You can also read this as a double top over here, and that we also need to take into account. So just be careful with GBPJPY. Like I say, I'm going to do follow-up calls with on a follow-up video with everybody, and then we're going to touch base about where we are. So just take note of these areas. Let me just quickly go back to 15-minute for you. Right? This is what I'm looking out for GBPJPY. Remember, today is just Monday. I'm not really worried about taking trades today. Right? There will probably be. This is a liquidity pool for me that's forming here on GBPJPY. So I want to see what's going to happen here. Right? We might see a nice, decent breakout now when we come into the PMIs. Right? So let's just have a look. Everything was solid for GBPJPY. We got composite PMIs, which was positive, more than the forecast. Manufacturing PMIs were more, and we have the services PMIs that were more. So this is nice and bullish for GBPJPY. It's a very good thing. It coincides with the fact that we'd like to chase more buys. It coincides with the fact that for the long-term take profit area, on a larger scale, this is the final take profit area here. That's what I'm kind of going to be looking to target if we can play that one out. Right? Just want to quickly see what the fib level is here. Oh, we have a 61.8 rejection, which is nice. Okay, cool. So yeah, guys, that's basically what's happening in the charts right now for GBPJPY and NAS. As always, if you guys do want me to go over other things, please feel free to comment below. I'm more than happy to look at other things. I have a couple of other cool videos coming up. Included in that is some liquidity examples on high time frames, how I spotted them on high time frames, and then also what I'd like to do is I'd like to show you guys how to utilize liquidity. Like as a scalper, you don't necessarily need the entire smart money concept to pan out in order to catch a move. You could catch the sweep itself, right? More on that a little bit later. Let's have a quick glance at the news properly, right? This week, right? So we have CB consumer confidence. That I'm not too worried about. It doesn't really affect too much. It's a soft data kind of thing, so it's fine. Like we will use it in conjunction with like other reports. So we also see inflation report hearings. This is a speech that's very important for GBPJPY. So as you can see, it's a hectic week for both GBPJPY and USA. Gav Bailey's speech. We have Q4 GDP. This is huge, guys. This is something I'm waiting to see. So with this, I'll have the confirmation I need to make a decision about where Nasdaq is going. Now, because there's so many other fundamentals coming into play with the whole Russia-Ukraine, where we're going with inflation, things that Biden's being involved in. There's a lot going on. What I'd like to do is I'd also like to see what else is going on within the spectrum of like each stock that's involved with the Nasdaq, and that's something I'll go over with you guys soon. As you can see, low time frames all suggesting sells here. We still, because Tesla, Amazon, Meta is all strong sells, I'm still very keen on a sell on Nasdaq. Initial jobless claims, as usual, always makes Nas a little bit manic for that short period. Core durable goods orders, pending home sales, and we have Fed monetary policy. Now with this, what I'd like to do is, once the monetary policy comes out, I'd like to read it and then make a video around it. So that's a little bit of a gift from me to you guys. And with that being said, guys, that's all I'm looking out for right now. It is Monday. Remember, Thursday we'll be doing a recap call as to what happened in the market, what we're looking for, what the markets have been doing. We're going to deep dive. We're going to keep some eyes on the news. So we'll have a nice, decent, like in-depth call on Thursday. And yeah, that's about it, guys. I'm not looking at much. Oh, just by the way, I'm going to start looking at BTC a little bit more often as well. Caught this little sell here. Last now over the weekend. Right? Brilliant sell. Hit my take profits to the T. So I've sort of began to trade this again, and it's actually a really cool pair. So those of you who do trade BTC, we're on it. Yeah, quite excited to see what happens here now. Yeah, guys, like there's a lot of stuff coming. Yeah, we have our live calls starting, that I'll be starting as of the 1st of March. That's what we'll do, is we'll allow you guys to ask me questions. I'll analyze the chart from scratch for you guys, if it like, give me charts, give me your thoughts, what you see. Let's start learning together. This YouTube was built to benefit everybody, and the best way to do that is to offer you guys free opportunities to interact with experienced traders. In those, we'll be playing podcasts about like financial podcasts, economic podcasts, other Forex traders' thoughts. We're going to have live things where we're going to interview a couple of experienced traders, other people who started businesses. We have a lot in the pipeline, and I mentioned having interviews before. However, that kind of fell to the wayside because we're busy with something at the moment. But with that being said, though, we have some really cool stuff cooking in the background, and we're very much looking forward to letting everybody in on it. Some of them are a little bit more strict and a little bit more undercover, top secret kind of vibe. But yeah, we're super excited to see what this year holds for us. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Keep it moving more than average, guys. Let's not be lame. Let's not be lazy. Let's get this week. And don't forget to like and subscribe.